Shri Kumar Rajagopal ji, distinguished other guests of the dais and all other members of the RAI, a very good morning to all of you. I am really honored and extremely happy to be part of this event RISE 2023. At the very outset, let me extend my best wishes to all of you on this occasion of the National Retail Employees Day. A special congratulations to RAI team for putting up these brilliant efforts to bring all the stakeholders together in this particular session. So that shows the real passion of RAI to bring something significant goodness to the retail sector of the country. And on a personal note, let me tell you, my association with RAI started the day I joined in DPIIT. Because Rajagopal ji and his team is the first port of call for me whenever a critical input or a creative suggestion is required. So thank you very much, because that helped us in connecting those dots with your valuable suggestions. So extremely thankful for that one, and keep up this good work doing. Congratulations, best wishes to all of you. Today, as a nation, all of you know that we stand at a very critical juncture wherein remarkable progress is happening in every facet of the human activity. We have completed 75 years of independence, now stepped on to the Amrit Kal, which has been identified and defined as our Honorable Prime Minister. India is this is a $5 trillion economy in the making by 2027. We are reaping the benefits of the demographic dividend, being the largest population in the largest populated nation in the world, the largest youngest population, not only joining the workforce, but they are also redefining the consumption story that we are witnessing in this country. So I would like to see this relevance of the retail sector in this particular context, because if India needs to progress to that particular level which we envisage, I think there should be the participation of every Indian citizen, as well as there should be the wholehearted participation of every sector that has to grow to that extent. Because retail sector being a propeller for that growth, the sector has to show the remarkable progress for the Indian economy to grow as such. I need not comment on the facts and figures here, because all of you are very conversant with the progress and achievements in the retail sector. But as a whole, if you look at the retail sector's contribution to GDP is almost 10%, and the workforce contribution is 8 to 10% is happening. But the major chunk is obviously from the retail sector in India, constitute from the unorganized sector. So, but in the recent years, we can see that the retail sector has witnessed a remarkable growth, propelled by factors such as increasing urbanization, rise in disposable income, improved logistics, increase in product offerings, and digital accessibility for rural consumers. So India is presently amongst the top 5 retail markets, and that is expected to be the world's 3rd largest consumer market by 2030, lagging only behind China and US. So this growth trajectory actually demonstrates an immense potential for the retail sector and the future prospects for the retail sector. If you could see what has been earlier, Lily Ji was speaking about the government of India's policies, and also government of India's policies and the approach, if you see, this encapsulates perfectly this vision for the reflecting the growth prospects in this sector. So it's actually a coordinated approach. You might have heard of the whole of government approach. It's not only that a particular department is doing something in the retail sector, because retail sector is very cross-cutting, multi-dimensional in nature. Rules and regulations are spread across multiple departments. So this is a very synergized, coordinated action which is being done by the government of India across the ministries and the departments. All of you would be aware that the department in which I'm working, DPIIT, was earlier known as DIPP, Department for Industrial Policy and Promotion. It was renamed in January 2019, specifically mentioning Department for promotion of industry and internal trade, for the promotion of industry and internal trade, DPIIT, during January 2019, according to the Government of India allocation of business rules. Two important responsibilities that has come to this particular department is promotion of the retail trade and then welfare of retailers and their employees. So it doesn't signify that there is a name change, but the entire core, the thrust of the ministry is driving towards the growth of the retail trade as well as the welfare of the employees as well as the traders. So the one important issue is that retail trade is predominantly a state subject. So Government of India's initiative endeavor is to provide a broad framework to stimulate, to facilitate a conducive environment, a sustained conducive environment for a sustained growth in the retail sector, as well as to the growth should also be an inclusive one, carrying along with us all the small shoppers, the small businesses, the MSMEs, and all the local kirana shops also. So I would just touch upon a few of the key initiatives that department has been doing, because some of you, all of you would be aware of this one, but just wanted to tell you that a better understanding of these schemes will tell you, will help you to understand the things in the right perspective, because you have the people who are on the field. We need to evangelize these particular schemes and the policies, and wherever the course corrections is required, obviously all of our doors are always open. We are always open to comments and suggestions. So please bring back the feedback to us, because I was just mentioning there are multiple challenges in the policy making now, because the massive the population scale of the things which is happening, and there are very contrary interests which obviously applies in one particular field. So drawing a balance between this conflicting interest is a very, very challenging one. So, but we have to go ahead, we have to do it. So that is where the suggestions from your side becomes very, very valid and very relevant for all of us. National Single Window System, DPIIT, has been initiated this particular thing. It's a single portal facility which facilitates the registration or the approvals of the businesses in a single portal actually. So a lot of work has been done, and onboarding of multiple ministries has been happening. We have been coordinating with the multiple states, and now if you go into that particular site's particular portal, you can see just like know your customer, we have know your approval. So each sector which has the approvals which is required, a single click will help you to understand, and then will take you towards getting those approvals and the renewals to be done. So and that is one important thing. Another unique exercise which is being done is the ease of doing business and a subnational ranking which is being done, that is the Business Report Action Plan, BRAP is there. So this is also one of a reform, it's a sort of prescriptive reform action, so that the states would understand where they stand in the ease of doing business, and corrective measures and policy interventions can be done by that. DPIIT is doing the ranking in coordination with all the states as well as the industry associations. Jan Vishwas bill, you might have seen in the last session, which has been passed, which is a very, very landmark bill which decriminalizes many of the provisions in multiple central acts, almost 42 central acts administered by 19 ministries or departments. So again, I'm just telling these are not related only to DPIIT. Yesterday, some of you might have heard in the newspapers or in the social media that DPIIT has released the logistic cost report. So this is the first time that India is doing such a initiative where we have estimated that it is almost 7.8 to 8.9% is the cost to the GDP first for the logistic is concerned. So first time the variables has been identified, the estimation of the variables has been identified. So this would definitely help in future to bring down the cost of the logistics and also to identify the correct policy interventions. So then continuing across the other ministries, you may be aware that the National Pension Scheme is there, which is run by the Ministry of Labour and Employment is there. So today, it's a assured pension scheme So today if you see the dashboard, you can see the number of beneficiaries that has been benefited by these particular schemes. Then we have the National Trade Welfare Board, which was constituted by the DPIIT. We have the representation for the multiple states, all the states also, and many trade associates, which is again enlarging in its constitution now. These are very key issues which has been doing by the department during these days. So these are all keeping, as I have told, a whole of government of India approach, and impacting the life, influencing the life of the retailers across the country. It has already been told that digitization is the future. So digital, wherever I've seen most of the retail association or this something, all seminars or workshops related to trade is mostly on the phygital now, or the omni-channel. It's the predominant themes nowadays. So that is the future now, where lies this. So ONDC, good, everybody has spoken on this one. It's a landmark initiative by the government of India. So there also we are not competing against any established big players. We wanted to increase the size of the pie. So the digital share in India, the e-commerce share to the internal trade is only very, very minuscule, that is almost 8%. Whereas compared to countries like China, it is 25%, or in US it is 15%. So we wanted to increase the share. Last 2 months we had the India International Trade Fair in ITPO, Bharat Mandap, it was there. Almost, if you have visited the GI pavilion, Geographic Indication Pavilion, you might have seen that almost 300 stalls were there. Government has completely facilitated those people coming from the remote corners of the country to set up the stalls. Everything was taken care of, and they were so happy that we were able to onboard many of them to ONDC. Initially, when we thought that there would have been resistance, but the digital has been, they have been very familiarized with the digital way of doing the business, because UPI has completely changed the way how the cash is being transacted in India. So today, they are happy that the GI seller who is at some corner of the country is able to connect to a customer, to the customer somewhere in the metro cities like Delhi. So this is a big thing which is happening these days. So I think I'm here to hear from all of you rather than speak on many of these things. So this just generally highlighting the fact that we are trying to build a broad framework so that the ease of doing business, ease of living in the retail sector will be there across the states, and wanted to bring the best practices which is followed by some of the states to other states and union territories also. This is our endeavor. So thank you very much. I definitely hope that these sessions will trigger a lot of thought process to us, and I will be looking forward for very good constructive suggestions, because that will help us that would definitely help us significantly in the policy formulations during the days to come. Thank you very much, and wish you all the very best.